Hello, everyone. In today's world, thanks to the internet and the proliferation of social media, advertisements, YouTube, everywhere, you will see a lot of advertisements asking you to join for certain kinds of course or certain kinds of programs. There are a lot of such advertisements basically that you see on your feed whenever you open YouTube or social media like Facebook or Instagram. Now, in all these advertisements, you will find that there is a protagonist, there is somebody who actually comes and talks to you so convincingly that they made millions of dollars or they became a billionaire by selling these things or by uh, you know uh, attending a course by someone, something like that, and then they will invite you to join for a program which is maybe initially it is given as a free program or a free video. Sometimes in some cases they charge a small amount, and then they will try to pitch you for a higher course or a high value program. Now, this is a very common digital marketing strategy followed by coaches, consultants, trainers, as well as a lot of online business owners. I'm not saying that all of this is bad or wrong. However, there are a lot of scams which is happening in this area. Now, scams are of different types. Of course, they ask you to pay money, or sometimes they make you pay for something and they give you something. There are a lot of different kinds of work. Let me focus only on one area. I'm not an expert in other domains, but one area I would like to bring your attention is the field of training and consulting. Okay. Now, I've been in this field of training and consulting as a coach, as a curriculum developer, as an academician, as a scientist, as a researcher. I don't know what all you call me, but basically, I've been in this domain of training and development for the past 20 years. And from my experience, I would like to let you know that most of the so called online training programs or coachings that is happening um, are not following the academic methodologies or the scientific methods that is needed for a training. I'm not saying that all the coaches and trainers are bad, but let me clarify there what I mean by scientific methodology. Many of the coaches and consultants are even the so-called motivational gurus. You will get so inspired listening to their talks. Okay, if you attend their videos, I mean, if you attend their classes, master classes, their what do you call their WhatsApp classes, or even sometimes some gurus conduct heavy workshops for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, etc., charging thousands and ten thousands of rupees or dollars. Uh, you attend such programs, you get a heavy dosage of motivational injection. That's what I call it. It's basically injecting yourself with some motivational stuff. Now, it's just like drugs, okay? Two types of drugs are there. One is a drug which is like it gives an immediate high, and then you forget about everything else, and then you go into a kind of a different world. That's what drugs basically does. And the other is that the drug actually becomes like an addiction, and without drug you cannot survive further. So motivation is also like that. I would say external motivation, especially conducted by many of the motivational speakers that you see, and people who keep on talking and inspiring you with stuff, it's like that. Again, let me also tell you that it's okay to get some amount of drugs and dosage when you are feeling so down. Especially, I'm not talking about the real drugs. Come on, let me clarify. I'm talking about the motivational drug here. I'm not promoting any kinds of drug abuse here. And I don't take any of it. Neither I drink or take any of those drugs. I'm talking about the motivational drug, which in quotes, the motivational speeches that you get from the so-called big gurus and people who who just inject you with these kinds of motivation. Anyway, to cut the story short, let me come to the point. My point is that these kinds of motivational talks and stuff are very, very short-lived. You will have to take it very often in order to motivate yourself. Now, the problem with that kind of an approach is that in a long run, you will not be able to handle your own personality, your own capabilities. You won't be, I would say, you won't have that confidence, or I don't know, how do I explain that? You won't have that stuff needed within you to manage yourself. You will have to depend on every time some kind of a motivation from someone. Now, that's not the right way of doing things. That's why I say there is a scientific method for everything. As I said, in training and development, especially in personal growth or in psychological programs or in any kind of competency based evolution programs, it's very important that the candidates or the students or the mentees or whatever you call it, the participants basically, they undergo certain kinds of transformational exercise which is based on scientific methods, which is based on psychological methods. There are a lot of toolkits and methods which are actually developed by real scientists and academicians and experts in that domain, not the fake gurus that you see around in your place. Now, let me clarify here once more that the fact that I'm not against all the motivational speakers. Of course, I also watch a lot of motivational speakers' videos. But the point what I'm telling is that there are some who are just making money out of selling some, I would say, some jargon-based programs, which they call it as, they are very good at fancy naming for these programs. And these fancy names will be very attractive initially when you hear their talks or when you actually try to do it. But in reality, they are not scientifically proven. They are not validated by the real training and development methods that we follow in academia. This is the difference between a very good high quality international university program and probably a local training center. It's basically like that. Your local training center or a local person might be able to give you what you want in a small dosage. But if you want to get a high quality program, I'm sure you will prefer to go to a good quality university. Why is it so? Because they have a proper methodology. They will not run a course without a structured curriculum, without a methodology, without the clear outcomes. In fact, I am currently at Stanford University. I've gone through various curriculums and course programs. I've attended a lot of programs. I've developed programs here. And what I have understood is that it's very, very structured. Every single outcome and output for every single student is written down, or rather jotted down clearly before the start of the program, right? So that kind of a closed customized program or mentorship is something which unfortunately the motivational gurus cannot give. They will definitely charge a large amount of money for these programs. And as I said, it's good to get that kind of a motivational drug once in a while. It's perfectly fine to attend a big summit, get that inspirational dose to yourself. But that is not going to help you on a long run if you are looking at personal growth in a long term. Okay, so for which it all starts, as I said, with a scientific methodology. And there are psychological methods, psychometric tools, there are self-reflection exercises. Many of the coaches, especially coaches who are certified by international bodies, like for example, I know the ICF or the Career Education Council, or there are certain kinds of bodies which have a very good certification process for mentors. At Prayana Labs, which is the non-profit we run, we have a very, very solid certification program for the mentors, the training of trainers, who actually undergo almost a week of coaching and mentoring and assessment methodology. And only after that they become a certified mentor. And once you become a certified mentor, still they have to continue refreshment programs and mentor circle, and they attend all these things, and they keep themselves updated in the methodology. This is very important. So coming back to the topic of today, please understand that there are so many different kinds of online programs. Before you enroll into something, before you make that thousands and $10,000 worth of payment into some motivational guru, please understand that your money will definitely help that person to buy a big bungalow or an Audi car. I don't know whether it will help you as a person to evolve. Please make sure that there is some kind of a return on investment for the amount that you spend for them. I believe that it should be a combination. How you should do is, you should have a solid program, a method, scientific method program, or a course, or whatever you take it, where you get one-on-one or a customized support and service. That is very important because you actually develop and know more about yourself in that program. It's very, very for you. Okay. Whereas you can also attend once in a while, as I said, the motivational guru sessions, so that you get that external pep and that energy and that motivation from them. They are very good at that. Okay, all of them. I have tried my hands in becoming like a motivational speaker, and I have failed utterly. Why? The reason is because I cannot, I cannot say lies on the face of people. Okay, maybe because of that. I would rather tell the truth and help people understand that this is the reality and this is what is possible, or rather this is the best way out for you, rather than make a big motivational talk and then make such noise, halla bulla, shouting and this and that, and then give that motivational injection. I'm not good at that. I don't want to do that, because I think that kind of a training is what is spoiling the whole field of actual training and development. So I'm personally against that kind of methodologies, and rather I believe training and a coaching methodology should involve the person and customize the program for them. So it's basically the role of a guru is to help the participant or the student evolve themselves. So that is called facilitation. If you look at the old age gurus, or in India, like if you look at the Gurukula system, the gurus always took only a small set of people. There will be 10 or 20 students, and they will study under the guru for a long time. They learn that they are they don't take they don't conduct online class with 2000 participants and then make a a blah 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 talking. They don't do that. If you talk to a real guru, the guru even doesn't take a session or a class or a lecture. The guru only asks questions to the students and help the student understand themselves. I think that kind of a Gurukulam or that kind of a methodology helps in the personal evolution of the student. Even when I have been a teacher or a coach, or when I was teaching in colleges and in teaching students, my classes, I only spoke, or I would say took a lecture for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whereas there are other teachers who take continuous 40 minutes lecture in a class. And I'm sure the students in those classes are still, they're still wondering what they learned. Whereas my students, I'm sure in my methods have benefited more, because I did not talk much. I let them talk. I let them find out solutions. I let them learn themselves. So the role of a teacher is to help, or a trainer or a coach or whatever you call it, or a mentor, is to help the mentee identify solutions by themselves. And that's what I believe in. That's what the entire curriculum at Prayana Labs is built in this dimension. So if you are interested in joining Prayana Labs and improve your leadership skills and your capabilities, you're welcome to join as a fellow at Prayana. And the contact details and the website ID, I'll give it in the description of this video. Please do refer to other students and other mentees. Currently, Prayana Labs is free, or I would say highly subsidized, only for women. It's a women organization. However, in future, we would like to also help men, but that will be at a later stage, and for which they will have to definitely pay a very high fees. We are not going to do free for them. So I welcome all of you to share this video with people who think that the motivational speaker or motivational nonsense is what is training. No, it is not. That is not training. That will not help you evolve. And I want all of you to evolve into a successful person, and that requires real good academic methodologies, and that's what we follow here. I'll see you in the next video. This is me, Dr. Ceevee, signing off.